Mm-mm-mm. Let's talk about some Scrum.
Ça smells.
Hey guys, RC Gate here, and welcome to another fun, fantastical. I don't know why I'm trying to oversell this. Just welcome to another episode of Squared Circle Rants. Oh boy. So, just from that opening line, you know what I want to talk about. Everybody's talking about it, so I might as well jump on the bandwagon to get some views, to get some money, maybe a penny or something. I don't know. But yes, we're going to talk about the CM Punk at the AEW Scrum, Media Scrum. I don't know why they call it that. It just sounds weird. But anyway, what he said, the aftermath, what's going to happen tonight on AEW Dynamite. I'm sure we're all going to be interested. So, for those that don't know, CM Punk, after a grueling match, I didn't like all the blood. I think it was too much blood, but it fits John Moxley. That's his MO. He's going to make you bleed. He's going to hurt you, blah, 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 blah. But it was a good match. I enjoyed who won. CM Punk did deserve it. It felt right. And I know I'm not talking about another thing. We'll get into that here in just a minute. But after the match, he went on the media scrum. And I couldn't hear it at first. It took until rewatching it here on the computer with my fancy headphones that I don't know who did it, but one of the reporters essentially brought up Colt Cabana saying his real name. Punk, of course, saying, you fancy yourself a journalist or a stand-up, whatever. Finally, talking about the whole issue. I mean, it's not that he needed to, and even while he was talking about it, Tony was a little upset, saying, "Oh, I should have stopped that question," and it wasn't his place. Punk said, but no, Punk finally, and he even admits he's tired, he's older. I mean, he just went through a big freaking match, so of course he's a little cranky. But finally addresses all this. And I won't get into it. Go ahead, watch the media scrum for exactly what he had to say about Colt Cabana. But it seems the bigger issue is when he called out the EVPs of AEW. And I'm sure you all know, but for those that don't, that is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, who are the EVPs. And essentially, Punk was stating that he was upset with them for keeping this, for lack of a better word, backstage drama going. Like having the fans ask about it all the time, or simply just being friends with Colt Cabana. But I really like Punk. He didn't need to address it, but he was upset, and he goes, "Fine, I'll finally address it. I want nothing to do with him. Here's what happened." But when he brought up the EVPs, of course, I was thinking about showing video of it, but I'm not good at editing. There was a lot of F-bombs dropped, a lot of uh-ohs. But essentially, one of my favorite lines, if I can remember it correctly, was the EVPs who can't even manage a target. Now, you may be mad at that, especially if you're a huge Young Bucks or Elite fan, whatever, Kenny Omega fan. But can you really be mad at Punk for being honest? Can you? I mean, yes, there's been a lot of awesome, great moments and even greater matches in AEW, but it is not managed well. I mean, if you listen to the behind the scenes reports, but mostly what we get on TV, yeah, we make fun of WWE and they well so deserve it, but you can tell that they run their company a little bit better than AEW. I mean, I'm not going to get into what Vince did to the company, what the writers did, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, while WWE is getting better and better each week, it seems like AEW is falling apart. I'm not going to say, oh, this is the end. There it is. No, it's too soon, way too soon to be saying or thinking that. But a lot of bad crap is happening. I mean, a lot of things are crumbling. This being one of them. Um, I remember hearing or seeing a lot of reports or saying, Punk was in the wrong, it was unprofessional. And okay, I'll give you a little bit. It was a little unprofessional, but at the same time, he was just shooting from the hip. I mean, what do you expect from CM Punk? He's always going to be honest. He's always going to tell you how he feels. And when he's spitting facts, like he's not outright saying slanderous words. Like he's just spouting how he feels. Speaking of how they feel, though, apparently Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks felt so ticked off about what he had said that according to reports, they're all over. You can look them up. I'm not a journalist. Obviously. But they were so upset that they busted into CM Punk's locker room. Now, we don't know full details of who started what, but this is what we know. They busted in. Maybe there was a shoving match. I'm sure there was a lot of yelling. But what we do know is that Ace Steel got involved at one point, threw a chair at one of the Young Bucks. I can't remember which one. I don't know why that makes me laugh. I mean, that's not, you shouldn't throw chairs at people, but still, wait, maybe I'm laughing because I am kind of on Punk's side here. I mean, we'll get more into details, but think about it. They busted into his locker room. You didn't think something was going to happen? But one thing I can't really laugh at is apparently during whatever scuffle was going on, apparently it got to a point of Ace Steel and Kenny Omega, button heads. And I didn't think I was going to laugh at this, because it's kind of funny. Just give me that. Apparently Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega. Maybe he'll turn into a better wrestler. Anywho, no, Kenny, you're doing fine. But no, that is the ridiculous part. Like, yes, you could say Punk could have just said this behind the scenes, could have said it somewhere else. But hey, he's going to say what he's going to say. Yes, a little unprofessional, but very unprofessional for the EVPs to bust into his locker room because they were upset about words he said. Come on. You're just making yourselves look worse. I mean, yes, one of the Young Bucks, I'm sorry you got hit by a chair. Kenny, I'm sorry you got bit. But the circumstances, you busted into their locker room, chaos erupted, and now apparently it's being reported separately, which is odd, that Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Ace Steel wasn't a part of the first group. Sorry. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and even their, weird friends, Nakazawa, Brandon Cutler, oddly, Christopher Daniels, and Pat Buck, all suspended. But separately, they said CM Punk and Ace Steel may or may not be suspended and may or may not be fired. I can understand the suspensions. Well, I don't understand Cutler and Daniels unless they got in on the fight throwing punches or come on, that has to be the reason they got suspended, but who knows? Cutler and Nakazawa, since they're friends with the Bucks, maybe they jumped in. I can understand firing Ace Steel. because you don't do that to talent, no matter. I mean, he's what, a producer or something? I can't remember what his exact title is, but no, you don't do that to talent. I can understand suspension, even firing. At this point of what AEW is going through, with especially with having better competition from WWE, losing Punk would be a bad move. Suspension, all right. Still a little stupid that they would suspend him, but I can understand it. I can get it. Make an example. Hey, we suspended these people. It's only fair we suspend you. But to get rid of one of your biggest stars, your heavyweight champion, over, I mean, I don't know what his involvement in the fight was. I'm sure he wasn't happy. Of course not. But suspended, yeah. I get it, but fired, no. You'd be shooting yourselves in the foot. I mean, you've been doing that. AEW has been doing that, shooting themselves in the foot. Even their competitor has done it quite a lot. But yeah, that to me would just make things worse. I even got a little sad because I saw reports that Punk, Young Bucks, I don't know why my brain just... And Kenny Omega and the other producers will not be a part of the show. Well, Punk may or may not be there. That was still a little question mark. But everyone else will not be at TV, which is sad. I mean, well, if Punk isn't there, I mean, you got a chance to showcase your other talents that you haven't necessarily been showcasing, kind of neglecting a little. But to me, it would have been a better move to let them be there. I mean, well, suspension, I guess they're going to be away for a week or two. But at least have one or two of them, like having Punk come out and talk, like be open and honest, like he always is. Have them out there. I mean, yes, this could be an opportunity, and it probably will be, to showcase MJF, who had a amazing freaking return. That's something I have never seen. If someone has pulled this before or close, let me know in the comments below. Send me video over on the Squared Circle Rants Facebook page. But oh my God, it all began with the ladder match. There was a Joker, and typically with these, well, lately with the ladder matches, the Joker is like a new person who's all elites, a new wrestler, or a wrestler we haven't seen in quite some time. But this was done a little brilliantly. Like, I don't think anyone looked bad. Like, it didn't kind of down the other wrestlers in the match. It added to it. It was... If you haven't seen it, by the end of the match, these hooded people, or people in full black, hooded, they come out, beat the crap of all the wrestlers. One of them goes up the ladder, grabs the chip. It's Stokely Hathaway, and then the other people you see, I believe Morrissey was out there, Ethan Page. I kind of forgot the others. So he has the chip in hand. Well, then I forgot the music too, and I feel bad because it was an awesome moment. This masked figure comes out with horns on the mask, grabs the chip, and I get why they did what they did, but it upset me at the time, was he goes to reveal himself, and then, like, damn it. But later he would reveal himself. And I thought the way they did it was awesome. It was just after Punk won back the title. He's tired. He's sweaty. He's bloody. Again, full of blood. God, that was a lot. Anyway. Lights go out. House of Black? No, not the House of Black. You hear Tony Khan on an answering machine essentially saying, he don't know who he's talking to, going, I'm going to, eat a bitter pill, but if it's only for the fans. The fans really want it. So you know what? I'll give you a spot. as the Joker on the ladder match. I will pay you, and I love that a little detail. They bleeped out how much he was going to pay. And then, sure enough, you see an old promo of CM Punk. I'm sure he said 10 years ago, or probably more. It was from Ring of Honor, saying the biggest trick the devil ever pulled was making you people believe he didn't exist. And then, of course, we get to the masked man, who turns around, takes off the mask. You recognize a certain haircut. I think everybody knew who it was at this point. And then you heard the voice, and I am the devil himself. MJF makes his return. Boom! Big moment. He instantly has a shot anytime he wants at the title. No, it wasn't the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he's got a shot at the title. They did a wonderful stare down. You heard what MJF had to say, but he wasn't on the mic. He was just screaming it, I'm coming for that title. Definitely a moment that, and they even put it in, see what happens on Dynamite. They didn't have to, but no, we all would have rushed over. Even without all this media scrum, I'm excited on that alone to watch Dynamite. What's MJF gonna say? Because he's great on the mic. He's good in the ring. One of, if not the best heels right now. I still acknowledge you, Roman. Anyway. But no, and I'm excited to see what happens tonight. But I do agree with some people that what happened at the media scrum, and of course the aftermath, the news we're all talking about today, it did kind of put a shadow over MJF's return, because now we're all talking about this, like I just said, rather than, oh crap, MJF is back. What's he going to say? What's he going to do? I mean, there's still that excitement, but we're all just so caught up in what's going on. But yeah, before we wrap this up, I'd really love to have CM Punk there. I would love to even have the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, just to see if they put it in storyline. I mean, then again, is this a work? Well, we don't know. But it seems pretty damn real, especially if they're suspending so many people. And, oh yeah, guys over at Cultaholic made another good point, that if this is a work, you just kind of diminish MJF's return a little bit, but I don't believe it's a work. I think it's a shoot, and that's what I love about wrestling, when you have to question that. Is it a work? Is it a shoot? I mean, we all know, MJF is the best example right now I can give. We all know wrestling is a work. If they can make it look really real, then that's great. We love it. With MJF, you don't know. You're always leaning towards, no, this guy's an a-hole. He's a jerk. Doesn't care about anything but wins, money, fame. That's it. And yes, you could say, well, that's his character. Or is it? That's what wrestling should be. Makes you question it, but mostly keeps you involved. Keeps you engaged. Keeps us talking about it. Man, look what's happening. You know what I'm doing in this very video. Hi. But yes, that's all I have to say for now. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight. I will repeat that over and over, I guess. Hey, we're still getting used to this whole thing. But thanks for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe. You can also go over to Facebook, where we have the Squared Circle Rants Facebook page. We post memes, stories, we have fun. No dogs barking, hopefully, when you get to the website. Can't guarantee that, though. I don't know if you heard that. Anywho. But yes, check me out over there. I am also on Squared Circle Rants on Instagram as well. I know, I'm trying to do so many things. Love me. Please love me. Alright, bye guys.
Smash!